actually scared that I'm gonna be homeless because these oh, I said I'm actually thinking I'm gonna be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
That man's a savage. There has to be more to the story.
What are you doing, Sparrow?
So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve and I have not spoken to him since.
Ah, TikTok drama. I love it. What the hell's that on your neck? You know what? Go on, my dear.
Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right?
Sounds like somebody who got his shit together. Why do you sound so condescending? All right, let's continue.
So recently, I obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed, and I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews. So I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay.
Correction. There's plenty of jobs out there. You might not like to actually work on the field that you don't want, but there's jobs out there.
Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing. But
So you went from having hundreds of thousands of dollars to not having nothing. So poor management, poor money management, poor decisions, and living above your means. And you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you don't sound like you have your shit together for a grown ass woman.
that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like I don't have anything on the rent. And so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3 bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him.
So what? His best friends live with him. So what? He's supposed to kick his best friends out. He probably known a lot longer than a year just to make room for you because you lack the proper preparation and poor financial decisions. So your problem's gonna become his problem? No. Best friend should stay. Best friend should be a wall between him and you. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not? His girlfriend, you know? So I'm like, hey, I need a place to stay. Which honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. It doesn't cost him anything.
Living with him is free for you, but it will be a headache for him. It would be financially burdensome for him. That's why he said no. And you try to shame the man for saying no because you couldn't get your shit together. Like he had to get his shit together.
He said, no. I can't live with him. At first, he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that's like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving because what happens when we get married? There's no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now. On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it, I shit you not, probably 10 times throughout this year. And never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well. for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. And he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them. Which is some new boundary that he literally just made up because he's never said that the whole time we've been
You don't just make up boundaries yourself. The thing about boundaries is like, you see a certain behavior, certain patterns, and you're like, okay, I don't like this. So then therefore I'm gonna place a boundary, and this is my line, you don't cross it. Duh. That's how boundaries are created.
together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing. But granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal. Since when was this my goal? It was my goal, but like, I thought we were in agreement because you never said that we weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it.
Okay, all right. She's kind of right on that one. If, let's say, you make your intention clear that, all right, after a year, I want to either be engaged or married or something to that sort. And then you as a man, you're not really sure about this person. You don't want to make a decision. So it's either you just either read the red flags and make a decision and move on, break off with her or something like that. Or, or if you think she's, good, she'll make a good wife, then you marry her. Right? So, but it looks like you're not really a person that he wants to marry because it seems like you're financially irresponsible. And marriage, for the most part, especially on men's perspective, is a financial decision. It's a business contract. And it seems like if you are someone who's making good money and then you just don't know you financially irresponsible, then you're not really a good wifey material because you're gonna be wasting a lot of his hard-earned money. And as you say yourself, he got his shit together and you don't. So you just try to force your way into this man's life and try to like force him to engage with you, to marry you or something like that because you feel like, he would be a good fit to take care of you, but you're not a good fit for him.
And he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said the quite opposite, that it was a realistic goal to have. And never once, as we neared to the end of that year, did he ever say, hey, I don't think we're close to being married. So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house. And apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
Yeah, that's definitely a good reason. Because, you got mad at me once, you kicked me out of your house, right? Because, you had the house to kick me out of. So then what's going to happen when you can't kick me out of my own place? Well, are you going to leave? Or are you just going to like try to boss me around in my own house? Yeah. Listen, it seems like you're a lot to handle. And yeah, and for that dude, it's a good move on his part for not allowing him to move. Okay, why does it have to be him? Don't you have like any family members or your female friends, your besties or something like that? You're telling me like you have no other person but this guy. You have to move in with this guy. Yeah, that sounds kind of fishy.
Actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because these people. I said I'm actually thinking I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources, and I think I'm gonna end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm gonna end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless. And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
Okay. All right. I think at this point he's just trolling you. You had that fake tears and stuff. And he knew you were full of crap. You try to guilt trip the man into invading his personal space, and he wasn't falling for it. Yeah, and now you come to TikTok for sympathy. Ma'am, it's clear that I don't think he wants to marry you.
What the fuck?
You heard me. Don't act like you didn't hear me.
So basically, he said, yeah, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but basically, he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on, and you come alone in this world, and you are your own person, and you should be your number one priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to, he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to like say, hey, you can lean on me. Like,
Well, these friends that you have been so generous in the past, where are they now? that would be a perfect time for you to reach out to them and actually, repay the favor that you've done them. But see, he understood that you will be a burden to him. You are a burden to him. You are not financially responsible. So he said no. Save himself the headache of you trying to infringe upon him. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. You know who it is. I'm your host, The Haitian. If you guys want to check out the whole video from her TikTok, you can see it right there. And yes, I am your host, The Haitian. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace.
Take a break. I got you. So I can be dependable to my friends. You can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you in your community. They should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably would never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And yeah, that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I'd be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's gonna give me a blanket for Christmas so I don't be cold. You gonna get you a new bitch for Christmas. I ain't even.